Welcome to the Hidden Driveway Show. I'm your host, Amu, and joining me today, we have a very special guest, ORTEUS. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. I'm ORTEUS. I recently made a mixtape, surgery, and I'm from Quezon City, Philippines. I'm kind of a new artist, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you've been making music for like a few years now, but this was like your first, like,
2 years, yeah.
yeah. But we're going to talk about all of that today and more in this interview today. What a surprise.
I was really ready for you to say the very special part because I watched like 5 of your videos
Oh.
and you always say very special in that loud ass tone. I was like, I'm so ready for that to happen to me.
Well, you're a very special guest, so.
Thank you.
Also, I don't know if I was saying your name wrong in my head the whole time.
You can say whatever. Just don't say Orteus. Every time I hear that, I get pissed off.
Okay.
It's Orteus or
ORTEUS.
whatever.
Okay, now I know. Now I
Yeah,
know.
that's fine.
Okay. But to get us started, is there anything that you'd like to talk about? Is there anything on your mind right now?
I wanted to talk about like when people found out, like our friends in our group, when they found out that surgery only took 3 months, they were like, "Whoa, what the heck? How'd you do that?" Blah blah blah. They were like shocked and stuff. And then and I didn't have the chance to like talk about it with them, but like the thing is, for me, I mean 3 months may seem like a short time, but then before that I made like a shit ton of music, like, but they were all like kind of ass. Like I kind of didn't like them because I was just like copying stuff. I was like, okay, today I'm gonna make this kind of beat, and then next time I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. But like every time I made something ass, I kind of like learned something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I learned like a lot of different tricks and stuff. And I feel like a lot of producing is just like learning like a lot of tricks. It's kind of like, I don't know how to explain. It's kind of like getting a bunch of ammo, you know. And like each bullet, every time you make a beat or whatever, every time you make music, you get a single bullet, and then it's like a trick you have up your sleeve. So I feel like I just shot all my bullets into the fucking project I made from all the stuff I learned. So yeah, even if it took 3 months, it was a lot of there was a lot of practice into that, and I think, and I had like there are people being like, "Oh my god, how did it only take you 3 months?" Like I feel so bad for taking so long for mine. Just take your time and remember that like I had a lot of practice and all the years I had and all the days like accumulated into it. So it's not just 3 months if you think about it further than that.
Yeah, that's still some Tycock shit though, because like I don't know if you know this, but he's only been producing for like a little over a year.
I know, bro. It's crazy.
So like, I feel like some
I
people just
watched
like
your
have
interview with him
it.
as well.
Oh really?
Yeah, some people they just listen. I watched the interview. He said he listened to a lot of music. That's why I guess that's why he kind of had like the swag already to like make awesome stuff. And I feel like the same case happened with me.
Yeah, because when you have that big pool of influences to like go over, it helps you have a better idea of like what you want to make in the first place. I guess because usually people's problem is
Yeah.
they don't even know what they're trying to do for like the first couple
Mhm.
years or so. So it's gonna sound like doo doo garbage because like what am I doing?
I feel like one of the big problems with like producing stuff is like they only make like one kind of thing. Like they kind of just like go, okay, I'm gonna make fucking little baby type beats for 5 years, and then they wonder like, oh, why can't I make anything unique or like whatever. I think you should be making something new every time you open the door, you know.
Yeah. Okay, that's kind of why I don't fuck with like mainstream producers that much, or like people that are trying to get into that industry, because it's like very
Hmm.
rarely are they doing like unique stuff with their beats. It's just like, oh, whoa, this artist sound good on, and not like, what do you think sounds good?
Yo, let me make little baby Osama-san Yeet type beats for 2 years, and then or like yeah stuff like that. They just make. I know so many people that just make Yeet beats. Like I scroll on like YouTube Shorts and I see like these people who are just making Yeet type beats, and like yeah, it's cool. You made something that sounds good, but like you could like be more creative and like add more influence to your stuff other than just making Yeet type beats.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like whenever I meet people, I tell them that I like produced. I always have to clarify like I'm not making like generic trap beats because people. I feel like when you say you make
Yeah.
beats, like that's what people like automatically like think a lot of the
Dude,
time.
I hate saying I make beats. It feels like they assume I make like just little beat type beats. I keep saying that, but like it's the best example.
Yeah, that's always like I'm not doing piano type beats or like whatever.
Yeah, like I get asked in real life like what type of music I make, and I don't even know what to say. Cause like if I say I make if you say I make beats or if I make hip hop or whatever or trap, I feel like they're gonna think of me less. So I just say, oh, I just make electronic or whatever.
Or like, I feel like you gotta. I don't know. I have the same problem with my stuff because it's like when I say I make like hip hop stuff, then they'll look at me and I have to be like, well, it's not like I'm not rapping. I'm not like whatever. I have to. I don't know.
Yeah.
You have to spin it in a certain way because you know what they're gonna think.
What do you usually say?
Uh, I think it's harder for my music because like most of the stuff that I have out on my page like is people on my production for right now,
Mhm.
which I want to change soon. But I'll be like, oh, I do like hip hop stuff with other people on my beats, but then my own like solo stuff is like more like indie tronic,
Mhm.
like electronic stuff. I say that, and I don't know if they know what I mean, but I just say that.
Mhm. Yeah, I get you. I feel like indie is like one of the better genres to say when someone asks you what you make. I actually that reminds me of when my teacher asked me like what genre I made, and I didn't know what the hell to say, so I just said ambient, and he was like, "What's that?" And I had to explain it in front of the class for like a minute, and it was the most awkward thing I've ever done.
No, talking about music, especially in school, is so scary. Like I'm more used to it now because I'm in like college, but in high school, like I hated talking about people, so 'cause I was getting judged all the time.
Really? in my in my class, I kind of had like one person that like would like my music, but then like it was so awkward talking to them about it. Like they would talk about Blade with me, and I was like, "Yeah, bro, cool." It just feels weird talking about like Blade or something like in real life. Like, how do you talk about?
No, dude, I met these people at my college orientation like 2 years ago, and they were fans of like Injury Reserve, like 100 Gex, and like Fish Fins. We were just talking to like all of it, like the whole
Mhm.
orientation. It was so weird.
It because you just like think of that as internet stuff. Like you can't really it's not really something you think about in real life. Like who the hell is out there in real life talking about injury research?
That was also crazy because me and him eventually ended up exchanging like rate your music like profiles, and he had seen mine before apparently, which is really scary.
Bro, exchanging RYM pages in real life? That is craziest thing I've heard. Oh yeah, I exchanged Last FM with one of my classmates.
Really,
It was so weird, bro. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel stuff
I
like
don't
that makes
know.
me like help you remember that like. Because it feels kind of isolating being online sometimes because it's like you feel like
Yeah.
people in real life like aren't doing that. If you feel like a little bit of like a loser for it sometimes, but it's like no, there's a lot of people like doing that too. You just don't know.
Yeah. I'm like, wait, people outside use Last FM? What?
But to get into the first proper question, so
Mm-hmm.
um, back in late March of this year, Bappy began assembling the
Yeah.
IOI Cypher 25, a cipher track produced by
Yeah.
Isaac, which featured a bunch of artists in the scene, myself included. And while I wasn't
Uh-huh.
really familiar with you at the time, your pitch shifted verse towards the end stood out to me a lot compared to the rest
Mm-hmm.
of the verses, which made me interested.
Yeah.
Which made me interested in checking out your own music. Conveniently, you released a full project shortly after at the beginning of May, and I was completely blown away. Your vocals are super emotional and passionate, and your busy
Uh-huh.
synth-based production is some of the most impressive stuff that I've heard out of the scene, especially because it did come together so quickly. So,
Thank you.
how did you initially get into making music, and who are some of your biggest influences for it?
Okay, this might be the worst backstory of someone making like music ever in the world, but like hear me out. So, do you remember in like 2020 when all that like dumb like anime breakcore stuff was
Oh,
happening, like the
yeah.
super slut stuff? Okay, I was I was like into music back then, and I heard that stuff. I heard like the super slut stuff and like people like who make music like that, and I was like, bro, this is so dumb. I was like, all the I didn't know how to make music back then, but all I thought was like, this is so dumb. Like they just make like I just heard like basic pads and drums, and I saw like anime girls in the thumbnail or like in the page or like lane, and I was like, this is so dumb. This is so dumb. I hate it so much that I'm gonna make an entire like parody persona of like a anime breakcore creator. So I made like dumb stuff in BandLab and I sent it to my friends, and then we were like, haha, this is so funny. It's like a parody of this stuff, and then we just laughed at it. And then the more I like made stuff on BandLab, I was like, wait, this is low key fun. And then like I didn't know how to even put stuff in the grid. So like all my stuff were like off grid and it sounded really bad. And then slowly but surely through BandLab, that's actually where I learned how to like sequence music and how to like put it in the grid and how BPM works and how keys work. So like the basic stuff I learned from BandLab. And then I was like, wait, this music stuff kind of fun. So I move on to another web-based browser called Soundation, and I made ambient music. Oh, this is where I'm gonna mention like my first inspiration, probably Aphex Twin and like yeah, Ichiko Ayoba. They're like one of my inspirations for ambient music. Oh, and also Yuboa, a very cool artist.
Mm-hmm.
And I made like music like Yuboa back then because like if you're I was like not good at producing, so and I knew how to make noisy stuff, and I was like, okay, let me do this. And then after that, that's when I downloaded a real DAW kinda. I downloaded Audacity. I know like some people would think it's not a DAW, but like it can be a DAW for some
No,
people.
I
I don't
know
know if you
Jedwell
know
uses that, right?
Jedwell.
Yeah.
I was about to say Jedwell uses that. And then with Audacity, I started making drone music, which is like, and this is inspired from one of my favorite like bands of all time, Boris. My favorite album of all time is actually Feedbacker by Boris. And what I did was I got my brother's electric guitar, and then I got an electric fan, and then I set it to max, pointing at the guitar, so it was making feedback. And then I just pressed like I didn't know how to play the guitar, so I was just like pressing random stuff and recording on my mic to Audacity, and then I was just like walking around jangling keys and stuff, and like then like doing random ambient stuff, and then that was really fun for me. So I was like, okay, I think I should take this music stuff seriously. So I downloaded FL Studio, and this is my third inspo that I'm gonna mention, or like third category is like I really liked Drain Gang. You know, I think everybody likes Drain Gang in this scene. So I first made blade type beats. It's so cringe to say, but like that's the first thing I made on FL, and then I just kept grinding FL Studio, and then this is where I am now, I guess. Oh, and I also got really inspired by like Bappy and Ruby Red and Elaine Celia, all those people. Um, I feel like without them, I would have still been making like cringe generic blade type beats, but then they kind of like inspired me to do something more, and yeah, that's where I am now.
Yeah, there was one like group of people that I thought was influences, and I stalked her last film when I found him in there. But like, would it be like Blixie and Mental be like influences?
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention them. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of put them in the Blade Cloud Rap category, so I kind of forgot to mention them. But yeah, also Census, if you
Mm-hmm.
know them.
Yeah.
I think you would see the correlation between our voices. They also do the pitch shifted stuff, and yeah.
Yeah. It's like I don't know, cause when I listen to your stuff, I don't even hear like, cause you know when you listen to music and you kind of pick out the layers in your head with like your
Mm-hmm.
synth designs and stuff. Like I can never like tell like what's what. It's just like one like huge thing. It's so sick to me.
Yeah, you should see my project files. They're like, it's really crazy. My laptop be like is like my laptop would like play on like 10 frames every time I go in FL
Oh.
Studio because I had so many like layers.
Yeah, I know people wanted like a breakdown video. I don't know if that's something you'd want to do in the future at some point.
Yeah, I definitely want to do a breakdown because I want to show some of the like the stuff I feel like I want to show off like some creative tricks I do that other people can definitely add to their music. So yeah, I'm looking forward to like a project breakdown with you.
Yeah, so we'll figure that out at some point. But yeah, it's like your music just feels so like huge. I guess I think it's super cool. But then because of how
Hmm.
your vocals, like because they're pitched up, they're gonna be higher, so they stick out a lot more like in the mix. Because normally that'd be like really buried.
Yeah,
I feel like.
yeah. I had like a little phase where I didn't use a pitch shifter. At first, I initially used a pitch shifter, but I didn't really like it at first, so I tried doing a deep voice. And I figured that the instrumentals I made, like higher vocals, would stand out more. That's why I stuck with like the pitch vocals, and then I kind of like, you know, when you listen to like pitch vocal stuff like Senses and like Noskov, if you've heard them,
Yeah.
like they kind of like their vocals sound very robotic. If you noticed, like it sounded, I don't know, it just sounds like a robot or a vocaloid singing, and I kind of didn't want that. I kind of wanted like more emotions in my stuff. So like I tried different like ways of singing and like and all that stuff. I tried doing a deeper voice while having the pitch shifter. I tried like adding more emotions. Like in one of my songs, I literally tried sounding like I'm crying while singing. I did that in one of the songs in surgery, and yeah, I think I found like a good way to have pitch vocals but also sound natural and have a lot of emotion.
Yeah, and I think it's clear you're doing that not out of like vocal insecurity too, because I feel like when people pitch up their vocals at first, that's usually like a.
Hmm.
Well, that's why I was doing it for a little bit because it was like I don't like how
Hmm.
I sound, so let me just change how I sound so it doesn't sound like me anymore.
Hmm. I'm kind of like fine with my voice. I still like to make music with my normal voice, but like I really like the pitched vocals.
Hmm.
I just think like it's my thing, you know. Like I'm not really insecure about my normal voice, but I just really like how the pitched voice sounds more.
Yeah, and yeah, I think it sounds sick. Also, one thing that your mix kind of remind me of is like you know on Revenge Seekers how like busy it is, but her vocals still like peek through like perfectly somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Like it feels like the same thing to me.
That's crazy because one of my mixing, I have like a bunch of songs that I used as reference for a mixing. One of them was a Jane Remover song. I think I used JR
Yeah, that makes sense.
for my mixes because I thought like the basses on it were like stereo, like they were wide, and then like everything was like clear to me. So that's what I used for my inspo.
Yeah, that's super cool. And something else that I think is super cool. So in my time
Thank
interviewing people over the last year, I've had the privilege of
you.
covering
Mhm.
artists from all over the world, including South America, Europe, and even Australia. One continent I haven't covered at all yet, though, is Asia. But we're ending this today since you're from the Philippines.
I'm
I'm
the
from.
first Asian guy here.
Oh, not the first Asian, because
I
I've
was,
had like Bappy and Danny Kyoko.
oh yeah,
But you're the
but
first
like first
person
person
from
from Asia.
Asia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I'm from Houston, and there's a lot of Filipino people that live here. But I imagine that your experience
Hmm.
is much different since you actually live in the country.
Yeah.
So, what are some of your favorite things about being from the Philippines? And are there any like local artists from there that you'd like to put me on to?
One of my favorite things about being from the Philippines is like the people are just like very nice, I think. And when I go outside, I feel like I can just ask. I don't know if this is this sounds dumb, but I feel like I can just talk to anybody and like ask them about stuff. And like, oh, and the food here is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I love the food here. Like my parents, they just be cooking like crazy stuff, and then I show it to my friends here, and they're like, "Bro, that looks so good." And I'm like, "Damn, what do y'all guys eat even?" like, and for local bands here and like artists, I want to say I want to shout out Elaine again. She's also from the Philippines. Not it's kind of close to me. And for Filipino artists, I would definitely say PK Shellboy from Fax Gang if
Yeah.
you know them. I've had the pleasure of talking with them a couple of times. I'm actually going to like a show that they're hosting, and I've met them like 3 times I think. And another band, a band I want to shout out is Delaria. It's like a shoegaze noise band, which I know there's like, in the Philippines there's like a lot of shoegaze noise bands. I feel, but like Delaria is like something else. They haven't made like official songs yet, but they've had many gigs and they're
Mm-hmm.
all really cool.
Yeah. Do you know Suyunoshi?
How do you? Yes, I do know them. They're friends with my girlfriend.
Oh wait, really?
I I knew them because of my girlfriend. Yeah,
That's crazy. Because yeah, that was
I
the
don't
other
know them
Filipino
personally,
artist.
but my girlfriend knows them.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know there's like a lot of like indie stuff in the Philippines too. I have a friend that's like Filipino. They're telling me about that.
Mm-hmm. The indie scene here is crazy. There's like this event like thingy. It's like an account or whatever. It's like a community that like hosts events called the Flying Lugao. You should check it out. They host a lot of like cool shows. They're hosting like a Sebi show that I'm going to. Yeah, they shout out a lot of cool bands. When I went to a show from them, I expected just like hearing like more shoegaze because or noise rock or whatever because that's just what I thought like every Filipino band made. But then I met a bunch of people and there were people making all kinds of genres. There were people making like I found out this person that was making like crazy core, and then I found out these people that are like making crazy like indie projects. I don't know. It really widened like my perspective of the Philippines, because I don't know. I kind of had like this idea that they only stuck to one thing, but then I forgot like people can be really creative no matter like where you are from.
Yeah, I music, especially the internet. Like music is global, so it's like I feel like
Yeah.
everyone's got everything everywhere. Even if you don't think there's, even if you don't think it's there.
Mm.
Oh yeah, and also speaking of Elaine, I asked her about stuff like I asked about, and she sent me 6 images, and she wanted you to explain what they were, and they're all like Filipino related things. So I don't understand the
Okay.
concept of any of these, but apparently
I will explain them all.
you're gonna understand.
I actually don't know what the first one is because there's so much food that looks like this. I might have to ask my mom. But the second one is a Filipino delicacy that I forgot the name of. And oh my god, wait, the third one. I literally have that. Give me a second.
Okay, okay.
Okay, the third one is like a company that like it's called Zesto. They make like fruit juices thing stuff, and then everywhere you go, you're gonna find a box of that. Like if you go to a party, you're gonna find a box of that. I literally have one of it right here. This is the apple version, the best one, and then the one that Elaine showed is the mango one, which is like probably the second best. And the second one is, oh, it's called banana Q. It's like it's like bananas and they fry it in like some sugar syrup thing. It's so awesome. You can find it like anywhere you go outside. You find it anywhere, and it's so good. But sometimes they do this thing where they wrap it in like, it's called lumpia wrapper. I don't know if you know what that is,
I think
but
so.
like it's kind of like the wrapper they use for spring rolls. They wrap it with that, and then they add more sauce. That one's called turon. So, and they're really good. They're like sweet and banana. And the second one is, what the fuck is that? Do you know what jeep? Do you know what these are? These are jeepneys.
Oh, is that the one with the?
The one with the SpongeBob
Oh,
design.
yeah,
Do you
I was
see?
so curious about that.
Okay. So one of the main like ways of transportation in the Philippines are these things called jeeps, and they go around. They go around like the city, go back and forth and stuff, and then you can go in, and then it feels like 10 or like 20 people in there, and you go in, you give like, I'd say like, I need to convert it. Wait. You give $0.27, you can go like very far. Like it's the best thing ever. Like you don't need to take a Grab or like, I'm not a Grab. Sorry, we call it Grab. You don't need to take an Uber. You can just like get one of these, like pay like literally not even $1, and you can go back home. I I literally use this to like go from to school and back to my home for only like not even $1. It's like an hour away, an hour drive. And then the last one is a tricycle. It's like, do you know what tuk-tuks are? They're like from India. I think
I've
they
heard
use
of it,
it
but I don't
there.
know what it is.
It's kind of the same thing as a Jeep, where but except they don't go around in like in routes. You kind of just go out. You will find this anywhere. You'll find a tricycle, you go to them, you ask them, can you drive me here? And then they're like, okay. And then it will cost only like $1 or two. And it's like the best thing ever. You can ride at the back or you can fit two inside. And it's so funny because one of the first times I like held hands with my girlfriend was in one. I think it was either in a Jeep or a tricycle. So it's like real Filipino love, you know?
Wait, so is stuff like generally like inexpensive in the Philippines?
When you compare it to your guys' economy, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But like that's why like the cuts I'm getting from the CDs or like the tapes that Angel's helping me sell, it might seem like not a lot. Like I'm getting like a $200 cut or something. It might not seem a lot to you guys, but for me that's like a month's salary for somebody, I think. Or
Wait,
like something like that.
wait, $200? What, dude? That's crazy. Cause like minimum wage here is like $7. That'd be like a few days of working, probably. That'd be like a week of working.
You want to know the minimum wage in my country?
What?
Minimum wage. Wait, let me look it up to be more factual. Okay. 608 $11 a day. One day.
A
eleven
day?
dollars Yeah. Isn't that awesome, son?
I
That's
mean,
why
but
like
like,
$200. It's so big for me.
Yeah, that's great that it did so well too. No, because like I guess it makes sense though when stuff is cheaper if you're not making as much money. Like that makes sense.
Yeah. That's why there are so many like overseas Filipino workers here. They all like live they like work in America and like just send money to their families
Hmm.
at the Philippines.
Yeah. Oh, what else was I gonna say? Oh, I know there's like someone showed me this. There's some Filipino dish where it's like an egg thing that has like a bird inside of it.
Are you talking about balut?
Yeah.
That's literally quite literally an aborted duck egg. Like I don't know what else. I don't know how else to describe it or like the word I use the word aborted because that's literally they literally take a duck's egg and then while there's like a duckling inside they like take I don't know how they take it out to be honest but like they get the duck's egg with like a duckling like hatching in it and they cook it somehow and then you eat it with the duck inside. It's gross. I do not like it at all. But a lot of people here eat it even though like it looks gross.
Yeah, like, I heard it tastes good, but just like having to see like the duck like makes you like not want to.
No, because sometimes the ducklings be too old like they didn't like cook it fast enough. Like they be too old that it has feathers and hair inside and it's so
Oh.
gross. Yeah. But like I've tried it once and it didn't taste that bad, but like just how it looks kind of grossed me out. And
Yeah.
just thinking that it's like a duckling
Do you know about those like
kind of made me
scorpion
sad.
popsicles?
Scorpion popsicles?
That might be like a here thing, but like to me, those are in the same category. Where it's like, why would you ever eat that?
I mean, it probably tastes good, but like, damn, it's scorpion.
It got a scorpion. It's like in the middle of the popsicle, and you have to like eat around it, but it's like it's still in there.
That reminds me, we also have a delicacy here where I don't know what to call it, delicacy or not, but like, is it's like fried pig's blood that is in put in a cube and then it's in a skewer and you eat it and apparently it tastes really good but I'm never trying that shit like I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's doing a little too much. I know you have like ube also, right?
Oh, ube is the best thing I ever made.
Yeah, I know that from Steven Universe. I think they had it in there a few times, but that's like the one dish I know.
They make ube anything now. I one day I hope ube is gonna be as big as matcha and then everyone's gonna make ube themed everything and everyone will know about the Philippines.
I mean, y'all deserve it. Like, every Filipino person out here is like the nicest person ever.
I know.
So yeah. Moving on though. So ORTEUS is your current artist name, but you've got my
Yeah.
other names as well. Satoru 444 and Kyudo. I think I'm saying that right.
Keto, yes, keto.
Okay. Because I want to say cuddle, but there's not two D's. So I knew that was wrong. Um.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, it was cool looking back at your older work. One of my favorite songs from that time period that you released is Kyudo is Waiting for You. So, given that song's title, what are some things that you've like anticipated the release of, whether it's like a movie or like an album or like whatever?
I was really anticipating like Revenge Seekers, of course, but like I'm gonna be real, I didn't like it that much. I know everybody liked it, but like I was hoping for something like frailty kind of, but like I know that wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I was also hoping for like more movies, more Filipino movies, because I've been trying to like get into more Filipino movies, but like I haven't heard of anything that is good right now. And have you seen Mickey 17?
No, but I think I've heard of it.
It's featuring like Robert Pattinson, I think. I don't know. I might be getting the name wrong, but like it's a really good movie. You should watch it. It has like it's like one of the better movies I've watched this year, and it has like some anti-Trump like hidden message in it. That's why
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really cool. But like it's also like comedy and it's also like action. I think you should watch it.
Yeah, man, I've been trying to watch more movies too because I like if I'm not like being taken to like the movie theater by like a friend, I don't see anything. So
Really? Dude, I'm the same. I don't like watching movies alone. I get sad. I only watch movies nowadays if it's with my girlfriend. Oh, I forgot another thing. The Plankton movie. dude, I was so hyped for that. It's a SpongeBob movie that released this. I can't believe I forgot that. I was waiting for that. I was like counting my days when it was gonna release on Netflix because I don't know. A lot of people know this. Like if you're really close to me, I really like SpongeBob. Like I've seen all the SpongeBob movies. I've probably seen like the show, all of it. And like one of my favorite movies of all time is the original SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I think every SpongeBob movie that came out is like peak animation, but like nobody agrees with me. So and the Plankton movie, everyone was hating on it, but it was so cool. It had like animation switches, like it would switch like styles. It had like mixed media stuff, and then they had like songs. Like the songs were like catchy and stuff. And like it was just a really cool movie, but everybody was hating on
Wait,
it.
when did that one come out?
But
Because
I
I
love
know there was a
SpongeBob.
third movie in like 2019, I think, or something. But
2019. Is that Sponge Out of Water?
no, that was 2015. It was like the
Oh,
time travel one.
the time travel one. That one was good too, but everyone is hating. That one made me cry a little. I can't even lie. Dude, I love SpongeBob so much.
No, I remember I was super hyped for Sponge Out of Water when that came out. Because I don't know if you have this too, but sometimes I'll like see animation and want to like eat the characters. And like the 3D renders
Oh,
look like they tasted really good.
me too. Like I wanted like I as a kid, I always when I watched like cartoons and shit, I would always imagine how they tasted for some reason. And then some of them I'd really want to eat. Like the kelp juice from SpongeBob?
Yeah.
Like I imagined that tasted like Sprite but like better or like Mountain Dew and I really wanted to drink this kelp juice. And yes.
No, I want a Krabby Patty so bad. I know we have like the gummy Krabby Patties, but like that's not the same thing. That's not how it would taste.
I can't even, dude. I don't even try to comprehend what a Krabby Patty tastes like because I feel like it's like some godly, otherworldly, like ethereal burger that we can't ever like think of. So I just try to imagine what kelp juice tastes like.
Also, like, how has Plankton like never successfully gotten a Krabby Patty? Like, I don't understand that. Like, I feel like it shouldn't be that hard.
I think because he's actually pretty dumb. Like if you seen the most recent SpongeBob movie, Karen showed how like easy it was for her to like get the Krabby Patty and like take over the like Bikini Bottom and stuff. But Plankton is just too dumb. Like he's just so evil that he's dumb. But I actually like him as a character. I really like Plankton, and I think he's one of the best probably like top three characters in SpongeBob. My cat is loud as hell, sir.
Oh, you're good. No, I love his voice too. Like, I think he's got one of the best voices.
Yes, and I love his relationship with Karen. Karen's also one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, also, he, I wasn't that hyped for Revenge Seekers when it came out either. Like, I don't know, like
Hmm.
people were like, any day, I need it any day, and I was like, I can wait, honestly. It's but for Frailty, like when that came out, if my entire life was like leading up to that moment, like I was checking every day and rewatching all like the
Yeah.
snippets she was posting. Like I was so excited when that came out.
Did you like Revenge Seekers?
Um, when it came out, there's an interview I did in here. We were talking about it, and I didn't like it that much at the time, but I like it more
Yeah,
now.
me neither.
So I feel like a stupid idiot in
Mm,
that one.
I get that.
I think it's because like
I
I was saying with you, it's like I wanted more Frailty. I knew that wasn't gonna happen. So
mm,
when the whole thing, except
yeah.
for I think it's like Dark Knight Castle, is like just all
Mm,
bangers throughout, I was like, I want more variety though. What's going on here? Because
yeah.
it felt like a lot of the tracks were playing with like the same sounds, just doing it like a different way.
Hmm. Exactly. I was talking about this. They had like she kept using like the same sounds and stuff. So like a lot of the music sounded samey to me. Like no shade. She's still like goated, but like it's just not my style. I just wanted more variety for it. It's just what I expected.
Yeah, I think my favorite on first listen was Professional Vengeance because that was the most Frailty sounding one.
Mm,
But like I think Dream Flash
yeah.
is my favorite now because that drop is ridiculous, dude.
Dream Flash is good. That reminds me of like the Lucy Bedrock like mixtape that just dropped.
Mm-hmm.
It gave me the same feeling that Revenge Seekers had, where it's kind of just like I kept saying this, but like it kind of seemed like hype and aura moments music, where like you kind of just make like 20 bangers and leave, and like I don't know, I just like expected like something like Sisterhood, where like there's like a lot of like different stuff going on, a lot of like genre switches and stuff like that, but like it was just like straight. like 17 songs of like bangers. And I know a lot of people like that stuff, but it's just not my thing, you know.
Yeah, I have to re-listen because I've only listened once, but it's like, yeah, I feel like it was missing a lot of like the personality that stuff usually has because it was just the
Mm,
same thing. It's also because like I think because he
yeah.
didn't produce a lot of it too, because it's
Mm.
like I think like the I can't think of the EP name, but like the vanilla one, like
Fete Le Vanille
yeah,
something.
like
I
that's like
forgot.
his best stuff to me.
That one was so swag. I love that. I love that project.
Cause like, there's nothing else that sounds like than like Amy. I love a lot too, and I guess those are because it has a lot more like soft like moments on it. So when it's just
Mhm.
like going like this the whole time, it's like bro, chill out a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's how I felt with Revenge Seekers and on music. Oh, that reminds me of J Remover's singles before Revenge Seekers, like How to Teleport
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. If you remember
Yeah.
those songs were like really good. Like I really like those songs. And then How to Teleport, it had like the bongos and stuff. I think that's the right song. And like I was expecting like a lot of like mixed like genres going on in like the Revenge Seekers. That's why I was so excited for it because I thought How to Teleport was gonna be there, but then it wasn't, and I was so sad.
No,
But
those are for
yeah.
like a. She's talking some interviews. It was for like a dance album that like at first she
Hmm.
said it was scrap, and now she's saying it's still gonna happen at some point. She just needs to rework everything like she always does.
I
So
I hope it happens.
like I've heard about that, and then she wants to do like a mixtape or something. 'Cause she's talking about some songs she has with like Kuru or something.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I am happy that like Rap Jane is back, but at the same time, like I feel like it's like she has the bar on like 11 the whole time, and I feel like if she just like had more like variation, I'd like it a lot more.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm just looking for more frailty esque music from her with like all those like all the ups and downs in her music, all the weird experimental sounding stuff, and all the weird like ambient moments in there. Like I just want more of that, you know. I'm
Yeah.
not I'm not really a fan of the hype and or moments music. I want to like go through like a story, you know.
Oh, did you like Ghost Holding?
Ghost Holding, of course. That was really good.
Yeah, because I feel like what you wanted, it was like kind of in that a little bit. So that's why I'm like not as I
Mm,
wouldn't be like mad, but it's like I feel like it's okay. The Revenge
yeah.
Seekers is this because you dropped the whole album right before it. That was like more of what
Hmm.
I wanted.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think my favorite era for stuff though was like it's like only like a few months too, but it was when she was doing like the super lo-fi like slowcore stuff, where it's like OG Cage Girl and like the Dust Bowl cover.
Dude, I forgot what those sound like. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna have to re-listen to that again.
No, like I think Dust Bowl cover is like her best song. It's like cover song, but it's like it's so beautiful.
I'm gonna listen to that.
But yeah. So I brought up Satoru 444 earlier, and actually before your release
Mm-hmm.
surgery, you actually put out an EP last year called 444 Songs under that alias, and
Mm-hmm.
the intro to that project was Never Let This Go. So given that song's title, what are some good times in your life that you just never want to forget?
Something like I'm gonna mention my girlfriend again because I love her. But like, it was like the first time we hang out. We weren't dating back then, but like the first time we hang out, we were already like it felt like we've been like friends for like 5 years already.
Mm-hmm.
And like just every time I'm gonna cry. Sorry. Every time I hang out with her, like is just how I feel.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Yeah. And I want to shout her out so bad because one of the reasons why I added so much effort to surgery was because she was adding so much effort to the art. Like I don't know if you noticed, but like the art is fucking awesome for the mixtape. And like I would bother her so much about it and be like, "Oh, we should add this, we should add that." And then she's like, "Okay, I'm doing schoolwork right now, but I'll do it." And I'm like, "I'm sorry." But then like I think it was pretty worth it because I feel like one of the most important stuff when you're making a debut mixtape is like the cover. You just have to make it really good and interesting to look at.
Yeah, I definitely like drew me in because I think it. We'll talk about it more in a bit. 'Cause that's what the next question's about. But I think it like looks like how the project like sounds to me.
Mm-hmm. It's that reminds me um when I was making the mixtape, it was originally supposed to just be an EP cuz I made like 3 beats that had like a little theme of like electronic like weird sounding beats that like one of the first beats I made for it was Lock It featuring Bappy, and it had like a lot of like weird like squelching like dubstep kind of sounding sounds screeching sounds in the background. and it kind of reminded me of like organs and shit. And like that's when I thought like surgery or like surgeon would be like such a cool EP name. So I made like 4 beats of that, and I was like I got addicted to like make like this concept of like making beats that sounds like you're in like a clinic or something, or like if you're like on an operating table, and like there's like organ squelching stuff, but like you're also like a robot, so like there's a lot of electronic sounds as well coming on. And like that was like I was so obsessed with that idea. Like like I literally got obsessed with it for 3 months, and I couldn't stop working on it. And every time I would take breaks, I would take like 2 week breaks or something like that sometimes, or like a week break. I would like feel so bad and feel so anxious that I'm not working on it. And yeah, I kind of drifted off. I forgot what your question was.
Uh, it was just like good times in your life that you never, ever, ever want to forget.
Yeah, yeah. Other than hanging out with my girlfriend, it's also like going to music events and stuff. The one I stuff I mentioned before, because I don't really go out that much. But like when I go out, it's usually like with my girlfriend. Again, sorry. And, like I would go to music events with her sometimes. I've been to like a couple, and like it's like really fun. And like I like meeting other producers. I like meeting other artists, and especially when they're in the Philippines. So I always look back at when I meet these like cool people, and I always think like I hope I meet cooler people like this, you know.
Mm-hmm. Do you have like a favorite concert that you've been to?
I haven't been to a concert, but like I've been to like just local shows. I went to this wasn't really a show, but it was an event where a bunch of people came in and shared their music. This is where I met PK Shellboy. Everyone like brought like a little card that had like a QR code on it, and I had like a demo of surgery. Like in the QR code, I had like 3 songs or 4 songs, and then I printed like so much. Shout out to my brother. He like printed out like 50 of them, and then I just like we everyone was just there, and we were giving out each other QR codes, and I drank a little, and then that's when I started like really talking to people, and I met so many cool people. And yeah, I will always remember that, because of that's the first time like I really got to know like the Filipino music scene, I guess.
Yeah, that sounds like a because I don't think we have something like that here where people are so open about like sharing their stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
like in a public setting. Did you ever like try to do like IRL like collabs with people like from the Philippines?
IRL collabs people. Yeah, I want to do a collab with Elaine so bad. She was supposed to come with that event with me, but she wasn't able to go. But like it would have been so cool. I want to make like a music video with her or thing. She's like one of my favorite like voices right now. She
Mm-hmm,
has
yeah,
a really addicting voice to listen to, and I really hope she makes that mixtape soon.
yeah, because like I'd love to cover her and hear something too, but she needs to put up more music before I can do that.
Yeah,
So
she needs to put a mixtape out, and I wanna watch her interview as well.
yeah, have y'all met before or no?
No, I wanna so bad, but like she's kind of far away from me, like 1 or 2 hours away.
I mean that's 25 cents away though.
Yeah, oh, you remembered. That's true. I could learn like the jeepney route just to go there. You're right.
Yeah, someday, and hopefully soon. But yeah, I could tell that you really want to talk about surgery. This, I'm just gonna get into that now, because as I stated earlier at the
Okay.
beginning of the interview, towards the start of May, you released surgery, your debut mixtape, and I've been listening to it
Hmm.
nonstop ever since. The production sounds like the world's about to end to me, and every feature, which includes artists from in the past, such as Bappy, Ruby Red, and Via, feel like huge moments on each track, which I really like, because you know how albums work. The feature feels like it's like an integral part of like the song, and not like it's just like slapped
Yeah.
on.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how they all feel to me.
Thank you.
And given the project came together in such a short time span, what was the process of working on surgery like?
Okay, so first I made the single Unempathic. Um I literally made that in like 2 hours. And that's where I got the entire idea of surgery from, because if you listen to the song, you're gonna hear like perks and stuff that are like they're just like it kind of sounded like it sounded like teeth to me. It sounded like I don't know, it kind of reminded me of going to the dentist, where they kind of like have the machine on your tooth, and it does like it makes sounds and shit, or like the tube that's like sucking your saliva and it sounds weird. Like it kind of reminded me of that. So So I made that, and I was like, and I mentioned earlier I got obsessed with ideas, so I made like two more beats, and then I sang on them, and then I made two more beats, and then I sang on them, and I made two more beats, and I was like, wait, I'm looking making a mixtape right now, and then I made like a bunch of beats for them. I think I have like 5 songs that I ended up not making the cut. Like, do you know? I don't know how to say the name. KYSK.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was supposed to be on it, but like the beat I made her hop on, I couldn't like hop on it for the life of me. But like, yeah, the process was just like making beats, just like making beats, and if I like it, I'm gonna go sing on it, and if I don't like it, I'm just gonna scrap it. And then like when I hopped on the songs, I would imagine like, oh, this person would be good on this, like Bappy would be good on this. Like the first day of making the tape, I literally messaged Bappy already, and I was like, you should hop on this. Like I sent them the beat, and then and also the second day I made a beat and I sent it to Stay Widow, and I was like, you need to hop on this. Like your voice would sound so good on this. And then yeah, that's just how the process went. I just made beats, and yeah, and one of the integral parts of making a surgery type beat, I guess, is making noises. Like I made a lot of like noises. Like I made like generative music through Patcher, and I would make like weird like just noisy leads, and then I'd had like a whole stockpile of them. Like I had like 20 MP3s of them, and I just like add them. I just like make stuff with them, and I think that's where you were saying like it felt so full and like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of layers, because it did really have a lot of layers. And the song you can't just wait to be in a coma, if you remember that song. That's the song that took me like the most to do, if you could tell. um I sampled a Filipino Vocaloid song from it, a rock metal kind of Filipino Vocaloid song, and I from there I kind of got possessed or whatever, and I made the entire instrumental, and then the vocals for that I did it in like 20 minutes while I had a fever, because I had a fever and I couldn't work on music for 5 days, and I was like, bro, I need to do this. I need to do this mixtape so bad, because like I would get anxious every time I wasn't working on it. So I did it in bed. Like I had a whole like setup on my bed, and then I had like a mic, and I would just start shouting at it. If you notice in the song, like I'd shout a lot. And I did that for 20 minutes, and I was like, okay, I'm done. Like
That's
I'm sick. I'm so sick. I can't do this anymore. So after that, I just mixed it, and I was like, wait, this is actually good. I don't wanna do it anymore, because this is the first take. Like this is the first take, and I feel like if I try to add more ideas into it, it's like I don't know, it might be ruined. And it just felt like the whole song just felt natural to me. So that's how the song went. And yeah, to recap, how it was made was just making a bunch of beats, and then um just singing over them. I didn't write a single time for them. I just went on a beat and I sang about something.
yeah. One thing I was curious about was because I know there's other producers on the project too. So like I know
Mm-hmm.
for like the ones that like
Oh right,
Yana, I guess like Mustard, and then like
my
Ty Cox helped them. Did they?
Maya was on there. I
Yeah, and
forgot.
Maya like completely produced the song too. So like, did they for those two? Did they send you like melodies and then you worked off of those, or?
No, for mustard early on in the process, I made like this sample. I made like this melody, and then I sent it over to them, and then I was like, do drums on this, because I couldn't do drums from them for some reason. Like I couldn't think of drums, and then he sent me drums. I was like, wow, this is so cool. But as you know about mustard, like the bass was like 10 decibels too loud,
Mm-hmm.
so I had him send me the FLP, and then he just basically did the drums on it, and then I was like, this is cool, but like I want more. Like I want a glitchy little interlude, and I want like an EDM part, and then I asked him to do that, and I wasn't expecting much, because I wasn't really familiar with Mustard's music back then. But then like he actually delivered. Like one of my favorite moments in the tape was the EDM part that he made. So really shout out to him. And one of my favorite songs, probably my favorite actually, is the Maya song Yupekasi. I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but like because me and Maya, we always like send each other like demos and music and stuff, and she randomly sent me like this melody, and then I was like, bro, this melody is so good. Please, like, can you make a beat with it, and then I'll hop on it, and then like I told her like make it sound electronic stuff like that, and she was like okay, and she was like I was supposed to send this to Ty Cox, but okay, and I was like damn, please send it to me, please don't give it to Ty Cox, and then she sent it to me, and I was like this beat is like actually amazing, and I sang on it and I cried while singing on it because I was singing about my girlfriend if you couldn't tell, and then bro, sorry, I'm such a simp, but like and but like I sang on it and I cried and I also did that for only like 30 minutes. And then I sent it to her and then she mixed it and then I mastered it. So that was the song that I didn't really add that much to, but like yeah. And the Ty Cox one, bro, shout out Ty Cox because our lab took like I sent him like a melody or like the instrumentals for our lab, and he literally did it in like 3 hours. In comparison, Chloe Bappy did hers for like 2 months. Like no shade, I know music takes time, but like she took 2 months to do that, and like every day I would like check. Oh, has she sent the part? She sent the part. I wanna finish the song so bad. And like Ty Cox, he like took like it took like 2 hours to do his, and I was like in the middle of the woods when he sent that, but I was so excited to listen to it, so I listened to it on my phone, and what happened was he just sent me like a drum loop and a bass loop, and then I added it in like in the middle of the song, but then that song I want to be like really special and emotional, added like heartbeat sounds and stuff, and like I called back one of my songs friend. I got one like three of my vocals or four of my vocals from the previous songs of the project, and I added them on there to like do a like little recap. And then like yeah, that's basically how the collabs worked. It was just like it wasn't really that planned. The most planned one was the mustard one. That took like 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
But like the Ty Cox one, I kind of just wanted to see what he was gonna do with it. I sent that melody to like two other producers. I sent to Kita and if you know them, and Heart So Dull, but they didn't like do anything with it. But like I'm glad Ty Cox did something with it in 2 hours. He's crazy.
Yeah, no, he puts in the I did research on Zyber's tape now, and like the way he works
Hmm.
is just like I need to see like a
He's
breakdown because he's
so
so crazy.
crazy. He needs to do like a live video or something. Like he needs to like live stream like his process. He's so insane.
Yeah, I know my favorite song on the tape is Anesthesia with Elaine, which I know is a lot of people's favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Just like it kind of reminds me of like have you listened to Rewired by Kuru?
Yes.
It reminds me of like Safe Out 9 a little bit. Like not like it feels like the same kind of atmosphere, even though the songs are very different.
Mm-hmm. That it's funny you mentioned that because the drums for that song were kind of inspired from Kuru's album. Was it what was it called?
Rewired.
Rewired, yeah. But like that beat, I wasn't making it for the tape. I was just like making a cool beat. That the melody took me like 20 minutes, and I thought it sounded cool. And then I made a whole custom 808 for it, like a noisy one. Like oh, I got this idea from Blixie actually. Was listening to their album or mixtape. What's it called? Restored, yeah. I was listening to one of the songs there, and he had this song where it's like the bass. It was like it had noise on the right, and then they panned the hi hats to the left, and I was like, wait, that's fucking genius. So like I made like an 808 where like it was really noisy on the right, and then I put like hi hats on the left, and I was like, bro, this is so cool. And then yeah, from there I sang on it, and then I was like, wait, Elaine would be so good on this. And then I sent it to them. And shout out Elaine, her lyrics are like really good. Like she's really good at writing, and I don't know if you knew, but she doesn't write. She just like she hops on the beat, and then she just straight up just comes up with something, and it looks like it was written but it wasn't. So yeah.
Yeah, that reminds me also because I love how with the features you're doing background vocals like during the verses a lot of the time, so it feels very like interconnected.
Yes, I that's one thing I don't like about when people like do verses. It's their part, and then next is another guy's part. I was like, and then the thing I would always think like, why won't you put like your ad libs on top of theirs to like to make a transition better? So I did that with I think yeah every feature in the album has that. I had like my ad libs and my background vocals with like the features, and I think and it sounded really good actually. A lot of people would tell me like it was a really good idea, and I hope more people do that because I don't want like I don't want the features to sound separated when I listen to a song.
Yeah, I think he was on anesthesia, but I think on that one you're also like singing on his part like with her as she's doing it, just like quieter in the mix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she sent me the lyrics, and I was like singing the lyrics with her like before my part starts, so that the transition was less like the transition is smoother. So yeah.
Yeah, I also like how y'all go back and forth a little bit on that song too.
Mm-hmm. It was definitely one of my favorite moments. Um, I also low key cried while making that. I don't know if you know it, but I'd be crying a lot, like from like stupid stuff. But like I cry while making that song. I don't know if you know the lyric, but the lyrics are up on Genius now. I added them, but like a lot of the lyrics on the mixtape are just about like my DPDR, which is like uh the personalization derealization thingy, where like yeah, I guess when you once you listen to it now, it will make more sense.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's what that song's about, and a lot of other songs are about that as well.
Oh yeah, other thing I was wondering because one thing I think is cool for the project is that like, because I guess I don't know exactly what you call it, but it's like I've never heard like rage music sound like sad before.
The thing is, I never thought of the mixtape as a rage
Well,
as
it's not.
I
It's
didn't
not
think
rage.
of
I don't know. Like
rage at
that's like the
all.
closest thing I can like compare it to.
Yeah.
But it's like,
I don't know why people like Noah and like stuff like that. That's Noah and them. Like they added like the rage subcategory on the rate your music page, and I was like, I don't really see it, but like if you see it, then that's fine. And I think it's because the bass lines on most of the beats are pretty repetitive, kind of like how other rage beats are.
hmm.
Like most of the I don't know if you noticed, but most of the songs or most of the beats in Surgery, the bass lines are going down and then it goes back and goes down again, and I think that's where they got the rage thing from. And I don't know. I think it's the combination of synths and like the repetitive bass lines that made them think of rage. And I think the sadness comes from the bass line for sure. I found out that like making bass lines that goes down. Or why am I explaining like basic ass music theory? Like when it goes down, like it sounds sad. I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. I didn't really study any music theory, but
Well, I think it's
that's
the
just
chord
what I
progressions
found
too.
out.
But it's just like it has like at least to me it has those like rage progression elements. But it's like melancholic. It's like I don't really hear that get done a lot
Mm-hmm.
outside of like I guess metal and books even that's more like digicore-ish, which like I know like
Mm-hmm.
you call the tape like digicore also. But like, I feel like the synths is so much like heavier in this one, like how Rage
Mm-hmm.
is.
I've never made rage music in my life. I don't think. Wait, I've made a couple actually, but like they were parody music. But like um, I can see the rage comparison now that I think about it. But like I think a lot of the sadness also comes from my vocals. I think because
Yeah.
I like if I sang normally, I think it wouldn't sound that sad. But like I try to sound like almost like I'm crying in a lot of the songs.
Was it like a hard time for you while you were like making the project, or was it just like that's like the vibe you wanted to go for?
It was low-key a hard time because the emotion, the lyrics were kind of emotional. I know it's like, I know a lot of the feedback I heard was like you can't really understand the lyrics, but like I don't really care
Mm-hmm.
about that. But like if you did like look at the lyrics on Genius, I added like a lot of emotional stuff to it. I didn't just want to make another digicore album where you're like I don't know say nothing, but like I wanted to make it emotional, and I wanted to stay in the theme of like surgery where like it's a robot. Like I really wanted the character in the cover to be a robot.
Yeah. I guess the last thing I have to say about the project is like this wasn't what you were intending. I guess, but like this is how kind of I picture it, partially because of the cover. It's almost this like post apocalyptic like landscape, and it's like in my head like you and the
Hmm.
features are like the only people that are like left.
Yeah, it's like when you're like dissociating or whatever, or you're depersonalizing. I don't know how to say it properly, but like it feels like you're the only person in the world. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
everything else just not real. Just things like your imagination, or like it's like you're living a simulation. You know, everything else is just robots, and you're the only one that exists. And also that's why I want to make myself a robot, because like that's just how you feel. You know, when you feel like nothing is real, so you just feel like a robot just going around like places. And one of my inspirations for the cover is near automata.
That makes
And
sense, actually. Yeah.
yeah, I wanted like a human that's like kind of like turning into a robot, because of like, yeah. I didn't think that much that far into it, but yeah, that was the idea for the cover.
Yeah, that's easily gonna. I probably say that, but that's like one of my favorite tapes of the year, probably, because there's like nothing else that sounds like that to me.
Thank you. Yeah, I really tried to make it sound like nothing else. Like when I was making it, I really wanted the another reason why it only took me 3 months was because I was rushing it. I wanted to be out so fast, because I was like, I think I'm making something special or making something unique. And like, what if like I had like this like intrusive thought, like what if some other person makes this, like suddenly releases a song or like an EP or like an album that's like that sounds exactly like mine, and then everyone's gonna call me a clone. So I really wanted to release it so bad, but like I knew that wasn't gonna happen. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I mean, I think it was also like lightning in a bottle though, because you like did it so fast. Like you didn't want to lose like
Hmm.
whatever like spark you were
Yeah,
like
I
on at the
didn't want to
time.
lose it. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
I wanted it to release so bad. I want people to hear it so bad.
Well, people have and art, and it's pretty awesome.
Thank you.
Um, Speaking of surgery, so one artist that I've been getting more into this year has been Stay Widow, especially after I did her interview back in February. And to my
Hmm.
delight, as you said earlier, she's actually featured on the song "Learn to Love," which is I didn't talk about
Yes.
it during that part because I want to talk about it now. But that's easily one of my favorite songs off the surgery,
Thank
especially
you.
like that part towards the end where it goes like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. The little Gabber hardstyle
Yeah,
sounding part. Yeah.
that part's
I
crazy.
was really proud of that one. I sent it to her and I was like, listen to the outro, please. And
um,
she liked it, I think.
yeah, but given the song's title, what are some things that you didn't initially like but have since learned to love?
Oh yeah, one thing I used to not like. This is very funny. One thing I used to not like were pitched vocals. Like I thought it was corny. I don't know why. Like back then, like 2021, I thought listening to pitch vocals like so corny. Just use your regular voice, bro. I was like that. I was like, why pitching your voice? And then I was like so sick of it. Like, you remember that whole hyperpop phase back in 2020?
Yeah.
I was listening to a lot of that, and I was like, I don't want to hear another pitch vocal. Just use your normal voice. And then like the more I listened to that stuff, the more I got into music, I learned that the only reason why I didn't like it was because, okay, no shade to like the pitch vocals artists, like they didn't add emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought it sounded robotic, and I wanted more emotion from like these pitched up vocal people, and that's what I did. And I was like, and when I started pitching on my vocals, I was like, I'm gonna try to be different. I don't want to be just another person that uses Alter Boy. I don't use Alter Boy, by the way, but like I know it's a popular one. And I wanted to really add emotions to it, and like transcend the typical, like the stereotype of using pitch vocals and sounding like a robot.
Yeah, I have a kind of similar thing for mine because like I don't know if you heard my music, but like because like drill is kind of a big part of
Mm.
it, and I used to hate drill. Like I thought it was so boring
Really?
because
Really?
because
You don't like the 808s?
no, I love it now, but it's like I thought because I was like I think Chicago sounds cool, but I used to hate UK drill because I was like all the samples are so boring,
Uh,
the flows aren't.
mm.
They're just like because like
I get it though.
Cause like I was at the time like UK drill beats were like it have like the kind of like dark sound like vocal sample, and then
Mm.
have like the gunshot sound, and then people doing British sounds on it. And I feel like, dude, this sucks.
British sounds.
And then Punk Goes Drill by Polo Perks came out, and like
Oh, that's hard.
I
Yeah.
didn't, I don't even know if I full watched it either, but I was like, wait, this is like different though, and like
Mm-hmm.
it just made more sense to me, and that started like a 2 year long like drill like obsession where I put like drill hi-hats on like literally everything that I did because I wanted to just recreate how they made me feel. And like I love Joe Nav. I used to like hate it at one point.
Do you still not like the old UK drills sampling thing, or you grew to love it?
Uh, I don't know. Like, oh, that was another thing. Like hearing "Typo" by Crew, if you know that song. That was another
Hmm.
one where it's
That
like,
song is so good. I was thinking about that song just earlier. That song is so good.
cause like hearing that was like, oh, you can do all the drills like sounds and
Wait,
not have it be
you can make
boring.
drill without it sounding corny? What?
Like, cause it sounded so pretty,
Yeah.
and I was like, wait, so it was just like how they're using like the sounds. Cause like once I saw that, I was like, oh no, the drill's awesome. Actually, they're just doing it wrong. I shouldn't say doing it wrong, cause that's what it was their sound, but it was like, okay, I feel like we in the
I
I
get
think
you
we did
mean.
it better over here. I think like sample drill was better
Yeah.
than like the UK stuff.
I think it was just like overdone. That's why it kind of just got corny. Oh, one thing I used to not like actually was Dark Plug. I thought it was like why is it so noisy? Why is it so loud? Like why are the hi-hats pitched down? This is so dumb. And then I started trying to make Dark Plug. I had like a little Dark Plug phase. It was so bad by the way. And I kind of learned to love like the whole noisy thing. I was like, wait, they're adding noise. They're adding a lot of like noisy stuff to it. I don't know if like this is the right name for the genre of like yeah, but I'm just talking about like Dark Plug, like the loud, noisy
Mm-hmm.
808s. If you actually listen to Learn to Love, like on the tape, it was kind of like a Dark Plug song. I I used like one of the most used Dark Plug 808s on it, like the noisy one.
Mm-hmm.
If you noticed, it was, and that song is actually really inspired by Ruby Red's song from Winter Break, "Hit My Chord."
Oh
It had like
yeah.
that one, it had like that one noisy 808, and I was like, damn, I want to use that too. And then it also had that, it also had like a tom sound instead of a clap on the clap part, and I was like, dude, that's so hard. I'm gonna do that too. And then yeah, but then I asked a bunch of people, and I'm like, "Do you hear the Dark Plug influence?" And they're like, "No." And I'm like, "Oh, oops." But like, I think Dark Plug is one of my biggest inspirations for surgery as well. If you hear Prosthetic, Learn to Love, actually just those two songs. If you listen to like the hi hats and like the 808s I used, um, I think you might be able to hear the correlation.
Yeah. Are you familiar with the producer Silence at all? It's like Silence with like a Z and then a C at the end.
Yes, yes,
Dude,
yes.
he's
They made
so
those like
crazy.
crazy sounds. Yeah. I actually I actually like them. Like I know like their beats are kind of like a comedy thing, but like damn I want to learn how to make sounds like that.
No, there was one that because I knew my friend Cartel in here who makes Dark Plug. He hops on Silence beats, and like
Hmm.
one of his songs, Michael Jordan, has this like it's like a vocal sample like for the 808, and
Uh-huh.
it's like I've never heard anything like that before. Like I'd love more people to like experiment with that sound more because there's
I
so
need
much
to
you can
hear
do with
that.
it.
That reminds me my initial idea for surgery was like you know how you hear dark plug beats and like the 808s like sound so crazy like they sound alien.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to like lean into more of that alien futuristic like sound, but then I kind of like ended up making something else. I don't know what I made, but yeah. And that reminds me, during the making of surgery, like I made a lot of noises. Like I said the patcher stuff. I made a lot of like weird glitchy noises, and I made a lot of like just noisy stuff in general. I think I went crazy for like a week because every time I would go outside or like hear something like the fridge or something, I would hear like a weird noise or something. I'll be like, "Yo, that sounds fire. I wish I could like synthesize that." And then like I also made a lot of like water droplet sounds using Patcher, and then like sometimes bro, I'm gonna sound so ill, but like when I would shower, I would hear the water drop sound, and I was like, wait, that sounds like what I was making in Patcher the other day, and it was so bad. Like I think I low-key went insane with the sound designing stuff. That like I would just hear like noises, I would hear like stuff like that, and I was like, I wanna be able to make that like with a DAW.
No, that's so sick though. Like you're making me want to like do more sound design stuff.
Hmm. You should definitely. Do you use FL?
No, I use Logic, so I don't have a lot of stuff everyone
Oh
else is
shit.
using. But
Do you have something like Patcher where you could like connect a bunch of stuff and it like
no,
makes generative music?
that's one thing I wish I don't like. I probably have to like an external plugin to do that or something.
Yeah, you should definitely look into that. Like, I feel like without generative music and learning that, surgery would be less interesting. Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Something that you might be interested in though is that I beat CZ in the last episode, and I'd like to continue my streak. So I was wondering if you'd like to play rock paper scissors with me. That's 2 out of 3.
Okay. Wait, you made an interview with CZ?
Yeah,
Dude, I loved their tape. It was so cool. I loved that it also released like a couple days after mine.
yeah. No, I did because I did Via and then CZ and then you because y'all all dropped tapes around the same time. So
Okay, I'm winning this.
all right, and then
Wait, how do we even do this?
we have to close our eyes. There's like a delay with the camera, but we'll go rock
Okay,
paper scissors
my eyes are
shoot
closed.
and then do it.
Okay,
Okay, rock paper scissors shoot.
I'm ready.
Oh wait, was that scissors?
I win like a
Ooh.
beast.
Well, you're up one. It's best 2 out of 3.
Next one's mine, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Rock paper scissors
Paper,
shoot.
scissors.
No.
Fuck.
Okay.
Okay, I got paper.
Okay.
One
Rock
more.
paper
Fuck.
scissors shoot. Ooh.
Okay,
Okay.
that's 1-1.
Yeah. Rock paper scissors shoot. Ooh.
Okay.
Rock paper scissors shoot. Ooh.
Wait, I'm cooked.
Let's go.
Wait, does that mean you win?
I won. Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, I talked too much shit. I lost.
No, because I got scared because like I was gonna keep going paper, but I was like, I think she's gonna know that though, so I should go. I should go scissors to. Or no, whatever. I forgot what I did, but I thought you were gonna catch on, but then you didn't. I thought I was gonna lose because of that, but then I brought it back.
I did not know you think that far into rock paper scissors, bro. When I was like doing my shit, I was just like doing random stuff. I didn't want to think because thinking about it makes me nervous.
No, like I used to not think at all. But then when I did Ty Cox's, he like went on this whole spiel about how he's watched so many that he just knows what I do now. And I was like, do I have a pattern? Because I didn't think I
What?
did. And it's maybe I start overthinking them like ever since.
Wait, bro, he's like the rock paper scissors beast. I don't even think about that much the rock paper scissors. I just think of it as like a 50-50 game.
Yeah.
I don't think about the brain at all.
He lost his though, but like it went on for a while. Like that was like a stressful one. Cause have
How
you?
long did I need to finish that interview? But I was watching it earlier.
I think we tied like I don't. I have it on a spreadsheet somewhere. We tied a lot like during that one.
You had it on a spreadsheet.
Yeah, no, because I did like a tier list video a while back of like everyone I interviewed within like the first year and like how they ranked
Let's
for the
see.
rough serious skills. Moving on though, so one of the most captivating parts of surgery to me is how emotional pain the whole thing sounds, despite the seemingly aggressive
Mhm.
production. Going through surgery, you know, the actual thing is never a fun process, but it's always worth it once you recover. So, what are some times that
Mhm.
you've been sick?
Sometimes I've been sick,
Yeah.
dude. I think 2 years of my okay, no, like 1 year of my life, I was like sick in the hospital for some mosquito fever thing called dengue, and
Mm-hmm.
like it was so awful. It's like having a fever, but like on crack. Like it was so bad, and I was deathly afraid of like injections. And I think and I think I'd had 2 birthdays or 1 birthday, like in the hospital bed, and it was so sad. I don't even remember that much of that time, but like I just remember it being painful, bro. And I was just like stuck in the hospital for so long. But then I was so happy to get out of that, and that's also because mosquitoes fucking loved me. Like when I was a kid, I'd have like 20 mosquito bites like every week, like on all over my legs. And I think my parents says because it's like my blood type, like mosquitoes love my fucking blood type, so they would like bite the fuck out of me all the time, and I got fucking ill from it, bro. But like now I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm like terrified of getting like malaria because I know mosquitoes can carry that.
Bro, I was afraid it was malaria. I don't know. Wait, never mind. I don't think I knew what malaria was back then, but like I'm so glad it wasn't. It was like a big thing in the Philippines that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that shit like hindered my growth. So I was like always the shortest person like in class, like since then.
Wait, how tall are you?
I'm 5'7" now, but
Oh, I'm 5'6". You're taller
like
than I am.
yeah, but like back then I was like always the kid like in the front of the line because I was so much shorter than everyone else's,
Mm.
and it made me sad. I was like, why am I not tall? But now I don't care about my height whatsoever.
Yeah, that's real. Um, kind of similar to you. Like, I was sick my entire freshman year of college because like I'm allergic to cedar trees. Right? I don't know if you have those over there.
To what?
Cedar trees.
Oh, we
Cause
got it here.
yeah, cause they aren't in my hometown really, but they're everywhere where I go to college. So like, I was taking like allergy
Mhm.
shots like a few months prior to like prep for it, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
I was just like dying the whole year. I couldn't breathe out of my nose at all. I was like always congested and stuff. I got a sinus infection, so it just made it worse.
How did you go through freaking school? Like, how did you pass through all that?
Dude, there was like a public speaking thing I had to do where I had to record a video to like send it in for a class, and dude, it literally took me like 3 hours to record because I kept sneezing like during the video, and then like I forgot to submit it on time too because like I finished. I was like, yes, I got to take, and then I like put it in the
Oh,
submission thing,
did you explain
and
it
I
at
didn't
least?
hit submit. I just put it in there because I was so tired.
Oh, you're a beast.
No, but I sent my teacher an
Did you
email
explain it at
the
least?
next morning. I was like,
Yeah.
wait, I was like, I just forgot. Sorry. But yeah, so I don't know if you've seen any of like the really early interviews on the channel, but like I sound like awful in all of them because I was so sick when
I was watching the Bappy one. Was that your first one?
like which one? Because like the very first one, yeah,
The very first one where Bappy had short hair.
yeah.
I was watching that. Oh, that reminds me. The first thing Bappy talks about in there is about Spotify, like how shit it was. And I just want to say I fucking completely agree because before I released surgery, my shit got botted, bro. I got put into a botted playlist and I got so mad. It was like the worst thing ever. And I had to contact like Spotify like 3 times and I would tell them, "Hey, so my shit got botted. What should I do?" And they're like, "Do not do not ask for third party engagement. Do not do this." And I was like, bro, I didn't fucking ask for it. And then they're like, just don't do it, bro. And then so I randomly had like 2K monthly listeners from like complete robots. And then I didn't know what the fuck to do. And I'm pretty sure it happened to Chloe as well. And I'm so glad that shit's gone now. And I was so worried that because of that, my fans also like page was never gonna
Oh
work.
yeah,
Yeah, so like on the first 3 days of surgery, my fans also like did not work at all, and I was so nervous. I was like, bro, please fucking work. And then it worked somehow, and I'm happy.
yeah. No, it's happened to like everyone. I know it sucks. It's happened to me too. Thankfully, like there's more streams on that song now that are real than are botted. But like there were like
Yeah.
2K streams on a song I had with Ruby that was just like not. It got
Bro,
botted like
me
the same week it
too.
came out. It's just like
Bro, me too. My shit had like 2K monthly 2K I had like 2K monthly listeners. That shit had like 4K. That shit had 4K streams. And then my girlfriend showed it to me. And she was like, "Whoa, how did this happen?" And I was like, "Bro, I don't fucking know." And then I got all excited for no reason. I thought I got added to a place or something. And then turns out I did get added to a place, but I fucking bought it one.
yeah, it sucks how like there's no way to control it, and the district kid will get mad at you for it happening and be like, "We'll take it down, Hams again." It's like I didn't
Bro,
even do anything.
yeah, I contacted DistroKid and they're like, "Stop asking for third party promotions." And I'm like, bro, fuck you. Y'all don't even care about us.
Yeah, I think that's like I think VH's Midnight Style. If you know him, like he switched off of district kid like
Yeah, yeah,
because of
yeah.
that. I don't know what he uses now, but like he
Does
doesn't
he use
use it.
CD Baby?
I know that's what Orange uses, but
Everyone's been a CD Baby nowadays.
CD Baby has its own issues too with cover art. Like they'll just be like, "This cover art's too blurry. We can't put it up." Even though there's nothing
Wait,
wrong
for
with it.
real?
Yeah, like they'll like I don't
They'll
think
say
there's
this is too boring?
no too blurry. Like we can't see it that
Oh,
well.
blurry.
But it'll be like a normal cover, and they'll make you
Who give a
change it.
gaff?
Like I know Orange, or like they'll also delay your release for no reason too.
I heard they're like one of the better ones though. I don't know.
They are, but it's like I don't think there's any that's like perfect. Like they all have some issue with them.
I personally have like a pretty good experience with DistroKid, to be honest. Like I know a lot of people like to shit on DistroKid, but like I feel like I had like a fine experience with them. But I know like Dude, some people talk about DistroKid like it's fucking Voldemort. Like they act like it's like the most evil company ever. And I was like, damn, did I choose the wrong fucking service to like upload my music on? And then I was like, and then I never really had any problems. So I was like, whatever.
No, I need to know what Ruby uses because I know like her stuff used to be like through someone else, and then she like re-uploaded everything, but I don't know what she did it through. I don't know if it's through DistroKid still, or if it's like a different program.
I hope someday one of us is gonna start a label or some shit, and then we're all gonna be awesome and not have to use fucking shitty DistroKid anymore.
Hopefully, yeah. I know that they also sometimes will just like not pay the artist, like they won't give you like your royalties for the month for some reason.
Really?
You know, because I feel
So they
like
just straight up steal from me?
not even see they just won't give it to you. Like I've seen like DJ Megan 23 sometimes like complain like, "Hey, can y'all like
Yeah.
buy beats for me?" Like they won't give me my royalties for the month.
I saw that. I talked to them pretty recently,
Oh
actually.
really?
Yeah, I talked to DJ Megan and Florian Mist recently. They're all cool people.
Yeah, I got to do Corey Miss on
Eh,
here a while ago. He's super chill.
yeah, I saw that. Oh, I made him listen to Surgery too, and he said it was good. So
Yes,
awesome.
that's sick. I guess speaking of like the monthly listener increase, now that's actually like a legitimate increase
Hmm.
because artists always hope that music they put out does well upon release, and Surgery's had an overwhelming amount of support so far. So
Yeah.
like, I guess does that put like any like pressure on you for like future releases? Like, are you worried now that there's actually people listening?
Yes. Yes. I'm more worried at the fact that what if these people aren't real and they're actually fucking robots again? But like, I don't think that's the case.
It's been like
But
a
like,
steady increase, so I think that's real.
yeah, I think it's real too. But like, it just kind of scares me. But honestly, it's kind of crazy. I don't know where these listeners are coming from. I'm gonna be real. Like, I don't know how there's a million, not a million, what the fuck, 1,000 people listening to me right now. But like, I can't even imagine 1,000 people. I can't even comprehend it. I can't even comprehend 100 people. But like,
I think it's from all the
it's really cool that
features.
that's happening. Yeah, it's probably all the features. I'm so glad that I got all the features too because I feel like they really elevated the project.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I have a lot of pressure in releasing new stuff because like, what if they don't like it and they're like, oh, I want more surgery or something. So,
Well,
but like,
Surgery's not
I
going
do
anywhere.
have,
Like that's my thought
yeah,
on it.
that's true. I do have like plans for music in the future. I have like more collabs with bigger names soon, and I hope that people will like it.
Mm-hmm. So you're just gonna keep doing you. You're not gonna like try to stick to like this sound now that you've seen it that it's like worked so far.
No, I don't want to be like that. I mean, I guess I'm gonna stick to some like themes I've tried and like stick to some of the sound I've tried, but I'm thinking of doing a more EDM oriented style because I think digicore is pretty like overdone nowadays, but like I'm like no shade, of course. I just want to try something new,
Mm-hmm.
and I want people to hear something new.
Yeah. And then I guess just like what's next for you in general? Like where do you think you're going from here?
I'm planning to make more projects. I want to be kind of like I don't know what the word is. I want to be like professional. I don't know, cuz like a lot of people they just release like funny singles or like I don't want to say low effort, but like just like um they just want to they some people like they just post a lot of singles that have like really they just want to post singles for fun or whatever, but I want to make artistic projects, if you get what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why currently I moved all my singles, like my four fun singles to Qdol on Spotify. So soon it's just gonna be surgery on there. I want to keep making projects, artistic projects, and for my four fun singles and EPs and stuff like that, I'm gonna probably gonna put it on Qdol.
Well, that's cool. They were using both then. Yeah, because I noticed
Hmm.
like when I was listening, like I saw that the Qdo stuff was listed on your profile, like as Qdo. I was like, how did you do that?
Yeah, I think it was in the process of like
Yeah,
transferring, so yeah, so it did that. Yeah.
yeah. I'm excited because I'm like fully on the ORTEUS train now. Like,
Hmm. Thank you. Oh, and that reminds me, I wanted to talk about like the pressure you're talking about with the stats. Because of that, bro, this is I'm pretty sure this is a bad thing, by the way. But I keep checking my fucking statistics. I'd be like every like 20 times a day. I check on my phone, look at Spotify artist app. I'm like, are there people listening to me right now? And we'll say 3 people listening to now, and I'm like, yay! And then when it's zero, I'm just like, okay, whatever. But then I don't know. I'm addicted to looking at stats now, and I think it's a bad thing. And I keep looking at like the countries like who's listening to me, and most of them are from United States, but for some reason there are a lot from Japan and from Australia. I don't know why. It says I have like 40 from Japan. I'm pretty sure there's like some false stats there, but like, and I thought it was false stats, but then randomly I started getting followed by like random Japanese people on SoundCloud, and I was like, okay, maybe I for some reason have a very tiny audience in Japan, and I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think looking at the stats all the time is a bad thing, or
Uh,
should I
I mean, I can't comment because I'm so
take?
guilty doing that too. Like,
Yeah,
whenever like I put out something, like I'm always like for the first like week, I'm always checking like
yeah.
how are we doing, or like if I put out like an interview, like every couple of hours, I'll just like see like how many comments it has and like whatever. That's only for like
I
the
guess it's
first
just a
day of
normal
that though.
thing.
Like,
But I just love checking it. I'm like, yes, number go up,
no, it's
and then I'm
awesome,
like, I guess.
but I will say, don't be sad when number go down though, because it will go down after
Oh
the
no,
first
no, no.
month.
I don't get sad when number go down, but I like it when number go up. So
When number
cool.
go up, it's
Like,
pretty awesome.
yes.
Cause yeah, I guess I'm curious to see where your like number kind of like stabilizes like after, so
Mm-hmm.
you know like who actually stuck around for the project, who didn't just listen for like the one time.
Yeah. I'm excited to see when it stabilizes. I want to see what my actual like audience, like my number of audiences, and I hope people stick around for my next stuff because I want it to be high quality like Sergio as well. I feel like I put a high bar for myself.
Mm-hmm. So would you say that you're gonna be like a project artist for the most part? Because there's some artists where they're
Yeah, I
like
feel
more of
like
a
I'm gonna
singles
be.
artist.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be more of a project artist. I I feel like I just don't like making singles. I mean, I do like making singles, but when I make singles, it's like it seems like more for fun. But like when you make an album, like an EP, it feels like you're just trying to make something more artistic. You're just trying to make something with more direction, and I like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for whatever comes next, and I will be covering on here. We'll be listening. We'll be enjoying it. Hopefully, unless it's like doo doo garbage, but I don't think it will be.
Thank you.
Um, and as the episode comes to a close, is there anything you'd like to give a shout out to?
I'm gonna give a shout out to guess who? Wait,
Your
guess who right now?
your, your girlfriend, maybe,
Yeah,
perhaps.
shout out to my girlfriend and my siblings for supporting me and everyone in the group. I love you chord. Everyone who supported me. Everyone who's like listening to my shit, actually giving time to listen to my shit. Everyone who's fucking rating my shit on Rate Your Music because when I want to mention this, when the charts updated, like my listeners skyrocketed. So I was like, wait, is this the method? Is Rate Your Music the method? So like, shout out everyone. Shout out to all the people who's going is promoting me by like telling their friends, and shout out to my girlfriend and shout out to my girlfriend
All right. Well, shout out to all of those people, and shout out ORTEUS. Thank you so
and
much for.
shout out to Amu for working with my time zone.
Oh yeah, this is like our third day trying to record this, but
Yeah,
we made it work. We made it work. I was so confused because when I asked you, "Do you want to do it so it's morning your time or night your time?" and then you gave me a time where it'd be afternoon for me
3 a.m.
and three. I was like, "Why?" That's like the only option I didn't give you.
Yeah, but but like yeah, I'm so glad we actually made it work now.
Yeah, I got up bright and early to do this one, but it was worth it. Now I'm awake for the day. I feel productive. If I'm waking up, like
Hmm.
I'd still be asleep by now usually. So like this is great
Yeah,
that I'm up for
that's
this.
good. You're awake now.
Yeah. Um, but I had a lot of fun doing this. I think it's like one of my favorite ones that I've done in a minute. So super fun. All the links will be in the description down below. So if you're not tapped in with Ortez, go do that.
Happen
That's the
now.
goat. I'll also have three of my favorite songs by them in the playlist that are on Hidden Driveway and
Yes.
or whoa on the playlists that are on Spotify and SoundCloud for Hidden Driveway. So if you want like a quick intro
Yes.
to their work, I'll put some stuff in there. I'll figure out which ones, because I always try to format them like it's like a little EP almost, where it's like an intro, middle, and outro.
Mm-hmm.
And it wouldn't just be like the intro, middle, and outro from the album. I'd figure something out. But
Okay.
yeah, so go check all that out if you want. I have no idea if people actually do from these, but I always say it anyways because it just feels like I should. And is there anything else that you'd like to say?
Shout out Philippines. Everyone tap into the Philippines music.
So true. So true.
And my girlfriend.
All right. Well, I'm Amu. This has been the Hidden Driveway Show. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Ow! Ow!